All right, good day, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started. We got Tony with Link Daddy. Yep, you're from Ireland. Got Ireland, Russia, South Africa, UK. I'm probably Australia. So all of y'all in here today. I'm gonna let Tony's with Link Daddy, like I said. We're going to go over some link building. He's the person I use for all my link building. Outside of citations, obviously, and simple stuff, but he's the master when it comes to this stuff. I found him up until a month ago. I was doing all of our own link building. Now he's doing all my link building. I'm gonna let you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, explain and kind of show what you do. He does have a special offer for everybody, and we'll go from there. Hey, Piku, nice to see your face, brother.
Well, hi. Hello, everybody.
He's from South Africa, and he's up along with your hours. So.
Right. So just a little bit of an introduction. I'm an Aussie. My wife's Russian, so I live in Russia. I'm actually in St. Petersburg at the moment. And when I came to Russia, basically I needed to create income. And so I bought a course called Maps Marketing Blueprint from David Spragg. And in that course, I learned about, making videos with Animoto and uploading videos and putting keywords in the title and keywords in the description. And I started ranking videos, and then I started to sell this idea to Russians. And that led to trying to, backlink and embed these videos. And I came across some software. I think it was Magic Submitter. And that was just like way complicated for me at the time. And then I came across Money Robot. And now I have 8 servers. So to give you some reality on that, there's 24 computers to a server. So I have 196 Money Robots. So I have a blog network of over 11 million, themed for thousands of niches. So I've been building this network since 2015. I would say that I would have the largest network of niche relevant blogs on the planet. So now these are different to PBNs. A PBN is obviously called a private blog network. Google hate them. And, typically on a PBN, there'll be all sorts of different posts. There'll be a post about, keto, a post about a roofing company, a post about a chiropractor or something like that. They're typically not niche specific. Whereas what I have are actually privately owned, but they're public blog platforms. So Google knows that they exist. And I will create blogs just for roofing, just for chiropractor, just for pest control, just for water remediation. So I have a lot of agencies, business owners coming to me who are looking for niche relevant backlinks. Okay. So what I do is my standard campaign, which I'm actually, William's going to send out a link after this webinar. And basically it's going to cost you 1 cent. I'd like to do it for free, but there's no way to technically to actually do it for free. So it's going to cost you 1 cent. But basically it's a $30 campaign. I call that SEO do follow backlinks. And so the process is this: you send me one URL and one keyword. I then take that keyword, I put that keyword into Google, and then I basically come up with a question. And so with that question, I'm using a very advanced piece of software It cost me $600 a month to use this software. And what it does is it actually goes to Google and it grabs content off all the index websites. So it's basically getting the most freshest content you can get for that specific niche. And then it brings all the content back and it puts it into paragraphs and it cleans all the content up and gets rid of all the crap. So I'm just left with paragraphs off websites that are already indexed. Then I take your keyword and I put it into the titles. So you end up with H1, H2, H3, H4 titles. Okay. Then what I'm doing is I'm actually scraping 100 HTTPS images that are niche relevant. So if you're a roofing company and you're trying to get higher in Google Maps, then I'm going to grab 100 images that are tested to be live, all themed for roofing. Then what I'm going to do is actually grab 100 videos from YouTube. Then I'm going to take your Google map and I'm going to embed that map and then your NAP. Okay, so what we end up, and then I'm going to put the keyword into the content 2 and 3 times. So what we end up with is this perfectly optimized content. The keyword actually goes into the alt tags of all the images. It goes into the alt tags of all the videos. And so you've got the keyword in all the titles, in the alt tags, you've got it in the content. So you end up with these perfectly optimized blog posts for that specific keyword. And if you look at the BERT algorithm, that's exactly what Google's looking for right now is relevancy. So if you've got, you know, an inner page and it's about roof repairs or teeth whitening or something like that, and you've got these blogs linking to that page that are about tooth whitening or roof repairs, that's exactly what Google is actually looking for because it's totally relevant. Okay, so now when I create this content, I do it in such a way that when I submit out to all of my blogs, every single blog post is completely unique. So it's different titles, it's different images, it's different videos, and where the images and the videos and the map and the NAP appears on the page is completely different on every single blog post. So every blog post is completely unique. Now, I'm working with 267 blog platforms. 100 of those are HTTPS blog platforms. I have access to a private network, so it's not spammed to death, okay? So this is very, very powerful because what you end up with is minimally 2,500 blog posts, but typically it's up around about 4,000. But it's all tiered. So you've got tier 3 linking down to tier 2, linking down to tier 1. And so you end up with 350 to 400 backlinks direct to whatever your money URL is. That money URL could be the homepage of your website. It could be an inner page on the website. It could be your GMB link. It could be to a Facebook page. It could be already to a tier 1 that you've set up that's actually linking to your website. It doesn't matter what the link is, but I can link, you know, basically if it's a link, I can link to it. And if you've got something that can be iframed, I can embed that into the content. So you might have a batch geo map that you want to push instead of a GMB. You might have a specific video that you want to have embedded on all of these blog posts. Google you want. I tend to only have one embed, so it's usually 2 to 3 images, one embed, whether that's a map or a batch geo or a Google site. And then, of course, if it's local, it's also your NAP. And the NAP has a clickable phone number as well. So that specific campaign is 95% generic anchor text. So what that means is that every time there's a link linking to your money URL, the anchor text is like, click here, go there, check this out, visit this site, this type of thing. So it's very safe. And then I have other campaigns. Someone actually asked me a question, why would you do 100% money keywords? Well, I have another campaign, which is called Aggressive Tier 1. So you can use my services to kind of build up your anchor text ratios. So for example, you go to Ahrefs, you put in your URL, and maybe you see that you've got too much generic anchor text and you don't have any money keywords, or you don't have any branded anchor text. So the brand is like your name, or you don't have any naked URLs, which is your website address. So you can use this Aggressive Tier 1, and you can give me up to 5 keywords. Those keywords could be your brand plus keyword, your naked URL, something like this. And you can give me up to 5 URLs. And then when I create the Tier 1, each of the links on those Tier 1, there'll be a link on every single blog post. There'll be about 140 blog posts, and each blog post will have one link, and each of those links will be one of the keywords that you give. So instead of it being a generic keyword, this time it's whatever the keywords that you give. And then in those Tier 1, again, if it's for local, I'm embedding your map, I'm embedding your NAP. And then what I do is I take those Tier 1 and I backlink them. So there's actually 4 tiers. So it's actually quite powerful because obviously there's 4 tiers. And so that's an Aggressive Tier 1 campaign. I also have another service which is to do with local links. So there's niche relevant and there's geo relevant. So I'm going to pick New York as an area. So let's say you're a lawyer in New York, a personal injury attorney or something like that. So what I would do is I would go to Google and type in things to do or places of interest in New York, and up would come like the Empire State Building or something like this. And so I would take the Empire State Building and I would create perfectly optimized content for the Empire State Building. So the keyword would be in the titles. I'd have Empire State Building images, Empire State Building videos. I'd have the GMB for the Empire State Building. And then on each blog post, there would be, please visit one of our supporters. And then that would be your branded anchor text or brand plus keyword linking out to your website. Google that you're geo-relevant to this location, okay? Once those blog posts are created, then I'm creating about 4,000 blog posts, all themed for New York, with your GMB embedded in those blog posts, and then they're linking to the Tier 1. So that's called local links. And then I have other services like Google Maps Booster, which is specifically linking out to your share link, your CID link, and your website. And it's pretty much designed to boost your map. So yeah, different kind of pricing. I have a Google Stack Booster as well, so I can actually backlink all of the links within your Google Stack. So why does this work? Well, not all the links are going to get indexed, but I actually send all the links through a proprietary crawling system. And what I've learned over the years is that Google only has to know that the link exists. Of course, indexing companies, people who sell indexing software, they will say that if the link isn't indexed, it's totally useless. Well, I don't agree with that. I mean, if you've got a website, mute your mic. Oh, yeah, cool. If you've got a website, well, then obviously you want that page index because you want people, looking at your page. But when I create these blogs, I only want Google to crawl them because I want the blogs to pass relevance. I want them to pass authority. I'm not trying to rank the blog post. I'm trying to rank your site. I'm not promising that I'm going to rank your site. I don't say, hey, buy my gig and you're going to be on page one. It doesn't kind of work like that. But what I've learned is consistent backlinking is the key to success. Consistent backlinking with niche relevant blogs or niche relevant articles, niche relevant posts is definitely key. It's not the only thing you need to do, but it's definitely something that you should be doing on a consistent basis. Most of my customers are agencies like William. I could probably show you some stuff, but I don't know if I should reveal my clients just to protect their interests. But William has seen a video. I did show him some stuff. And like I've got guys ordering 1,000 of my campaigns at a time. So, people, and I charge, when someone orders 1,000, I charge $15 a campaign. Normally the retail price is $30 for the SEO do follow backlinks. Now, normally someone doesn't spend 15 grand up front if they hadn't tested it and hadn't seen results. So I have a lot of guys ordering my campaigns in bulk. I sell 50 campaigns for $1,000. So the $20 each. And so, you would buy a bulk campaign for 50, and then you just send me emails like 1 of 50, 2 of 50, 3 of 50, 4 of 50. And then you just send one URL, one keyword. And if it's for local, you're giving me your map, or you're giving me your video if you want me to, backlink your video. Maybe you want me to power up your channel, your YouTube channel, so I can build links to the channel URL. And then if the channel's got, 20 videos on it, you can send me all of the URLs to those videos, and I can embed all of your videos into the campaign that I'm creating to backlink that YouTube channel. So the software that I'm using is MoneyRobot, but I don't use MoneyRobot content. I'm using a very advanced API. It's called Manaprise. I'm the first user on the planet to use this software. It's actually it's not even a software. It's not even something that you download. It's like an online platform. It was developed by a very, very smart guy who worked for the Australian military. And his job was to build databases to track parts for fighter jets. So as the fighter jets moved around Australia, they had different parts that needed replacing. And so he had to write the code that would track the part to know where the plane was, to get the part to the plane at the time the part needed to be replaced. Very, very smart kid. And so he developed, basically this content generator. And I was there on the early stages of its creation and gave a lot of input. And so, so I'm the first guy on the planet to be using it. Now I'm a master affiliate of that software. So William has it as well. And so if you're interested in getting it, hook up with William. He can hook you up with it. But, some guys want to go and do it themselves. They want to go and, get the software and, try all this by themselves because they're, want to keep their costs down low. But someone like William, he bought the software, but it doesn't take long to realize that if you're an agency, you're better off outsourcing to someone like myself because I've already got an established network. I've already got age. I've already got traffic. I'm resubmitting to blogs that already have 5, 10, 20, 50 posts, all themed for roofing or chiropractor or pest control or whatever the niche is. Basically, there isn't a niche that I can't do. I have every possible niche that you can think of. And then if I don't have it, I can create it. I have, 192 money robots. I can basically produce almost 600 campaigns a day. So that's like 15,000 a month. So yeah. Anyway, I've been doing a lot of talking. I'm not quite sure how to share my, oh, here we go. I don't know if I need to share my screen. Is there any questions?
They have a few over here so far regarding the questions like
How many campaigns do you recommend for one site? Well, that's kind of a question that's impossible to answer because it depends on the niche, depends on the competitiveness. Bloody sneaky Aussies, yeah. No, definitely not conversion AI. This is called Menterprise. It's enterprise level stuff. It's like, for what I use, I'm an extreme user, so I spend $600 a month just on this particular software. And to give you some reality, a money robot license is $397 if you get it at the discount rate. So I have 192 of them. So and servers cost about $1,500. So you can, if you do the math, it's quite an investment, and I wouldn't be spending that type of money if my clients were not seeing results. Yeah, and I'm not one of those guys kind of tooting my horn and like I'm an SEO expert and I'm going to rank you and all that kind of stuff. I've kind of been in the background a little bit. I do have the video marketing group, but most of my business comes from word of mouth, and my name keeps popping up in different SEO groups, so people reach out to me. And before I was just Tony. And then I realized I needed to set up a brand. So last year I created Link Daddy.
The biggest thing I can tell y'all is normally, and you'll get this question a lot, when you build links, the biggest problem is the indexing. And normally what happens is, even and if you use Money Robot, which normally you get Money Robot, you use it just the way everybody else uses it, just like if you order backlinks on Fiverr or some trashy crap. And then you get the backlinks and then they're never indexed, or they take months to get indexed. Well, Tony, he did one free campaign. I believe Tony, but it's effective. I've heard people say shit all the time, and I'm like, okay, Tony did it. And then he messaged me within less than a day. He already said, hey, by the way, your backlinks are already being picked up in Hrefs. And you can see the scores on there. And then on top of it, also some new keywords, niche relevant keywords are also already being picked up. Brand new keywords that weren't in there, and the rankings were already coming up organically. So once that happened, that's when I went, Tony, you need to order. We placed 100 orders and took care of that, because obviously you see it works and then you want to deal with it. So that's why I wanted immediately, once that worked, I've been talking to Tony for about a month now. I wanted him on the show. That way he can show everybody everything and talk to y'all if y'all have any questions.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to do a free campaign for you. So you're going to see exactly what I do. The way I create the content is completely different from anything that you've seen. They actually look like real blog posts with proper titles, with images. It actually looks like a blog.
One of the things he does, if you've seen it, is normally people do a blog and they just do a blog. And one of the things that I'll do on some advanced stuff, which Tony does, I've seen on his blogs when he does these backlinks, is he does a table of contents. Table of contents using that keyword. Let's say, for example, why do you need to get tree removal done in the summer instead of the winter? Some top things to look for at a tree removal. It's just like table of contents, and they are all anchor text. or where when you click on them, it goes to that section of the blog, and they look like subheaders. And I've never seen anyone, no one, do that, and it's very effective. And I usually do them on the blogs that I do that are like 2,500 words or more, but he's doing them on his stack that he does. So let's see here.
Yeah, I'm going to answer some of these
Yep.
questions. So how many campaigns do you recommend for one site? Well, it's hard to say. I mean, you should just be regularly link building. You can be a little bit aggressive to start off with because it does take time for the links to kick in. You know, typically there's 4 to 6 weeks, but the links will start showing up in Ahrefs pretty fast. Bloody sneaky Aussies, yes. Once you do a campaign, do you need to do more? Yes. I would recommend that you do link building once a month or once a week. It just depends on your budget. It depends on how aggressive you want to be. It depends on your niche. Are there any tutorials on how to implement strategies? But when you go to my website, when you start ordering, I do actually lay out my process on what I do and the steps that I take. And so with that, you can try to develop your own strategy. And that's what I would recommend. Rather than listening to somebody else, the best thing to do, the best way to learn is to create your own strategies. I need to figure out the anchor text ratio so I do not hit the main keyword too hard. That's true. What I find is a lot of people are going for the hardest keyword first, and that's not a good idea. Usually, when you have a website, you know, you're going to have more than one page. So if you're a service business, probably got some service pages or locational pages, you should be actually also building links to the inner pages of your website because these are like tier 1 links. Okay. And a rising tide lifts all boats. So this is called deep linking. Okay. When you're linking to your inner pages, a lot of people make the mistake of only linking to the homepage URL. I like to tell people to link to their inner pages. I have one client that's ordered, well, I mean, he just put an order for 1,000 campaigns, but he's already ordered 2,000 prior to that. And what he does for all of his clients, they're mainly in the pressure washing niche, is he's building out additional location pages on his clients' websites. And so he gets 2 pieces of content written, he blends that content, and then he just changes, you know, the locational keyword for that content, embeds the map, and then he sends me the page link for that location, and it's like pressure washing city, and then I'm building links to that inner page. He's killing it. He's a PPC guy, usually does $1 million in pay-per-click. For his clients, but he found me and I told him about this strategy, and he's now doing this with all of his clients and saving his clients a lot of money on pay-per-click. Are the links created permanent? Yes. When I do a campaign for you, I actually put them into a spreadsheet and I send you the diagram that I use, the tiered linking structure, and then you get all the links. You don't have to index them. I don't think it's necessary, but you can if you want. But yes, I do give you the links. Where are you sending the links to? Well, it's you, whatever the URL that you give me, I link to that URL. So if that URL is the home page, I'm going to link out to the home page. If it's an inner page, I'm going to link to the inner page. For the SEO Do Follow Backlinks campaign, it's one URL and one keyword. So that URL could be the home page of your website. It could be the CID link of your GMB. If you don't know what the CID link is, that's the machine address for Google, okay? So it could be that link. And if you don't know what that is, you can say to me, hey, I want you to do this campaign, but I want you to link out to my CID link, but I don't know how to get it. I'll take care of it for you. If you've got tier 1 links that you've already created, like you've already created like a Weebly or a Strikingly or a WordPress site or something like that, like you've built your own buffer network, maybe you want me to backlink each one of those buffers to power them up, which are then linking to your site. So if you've got a WordPress site that you've built about home improvement, and then that's linking to your roofing company website, well, I would then backlink your home improvement website with blogs all about home improvement, you see. Deep linking to the pages sounds mystical. It's very effective. Depends on what he can send direct or anything with a URL. Suggest send a money site to another stack. Oh, that's you, William. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they were just
So I
asking. One
just
of the
pick,
things I talked about with
yeah,
even with the GMB posts, as I've told them before, I said, don't always just send it to your homepage. Most of the time, I actually tell you don't send it to your homepage. Actually, send it to your
right.
service areas, location pages. Actually, silo your GMB posts the same way you would silo your website content. And that's the mistake most people make, is just sending it directly to your money site or your main homepage link. And then you get all your, if you were, your anchor text ratios and all that crap jacked up because you did everything to it instead of dispersing it.
Yeah. Trevor, that's right. You can just outsource everything to me. It's not a problem. As I build up a relationship with you, I can sort of give you advice. My trusted tool is Ahrefs. I don't use any of the other rubbish. In my opinion, Ahrefs is the best tool out there. It's got the most resources, but it is it's not Google. But interestingly enough, Google will say this link is an index, but yet Ahrefs shows it within 4 hours. So if it's not indexed, how does Ahrefs know it exists? Google likes to mess with us. They like to change the index around, create confusion, because they don't want you to have a clue of what's going on. They would rather you just go into apathy and just buy ads from them. That's the whole idea.
Yep.
The whole industry is full of false information, and it's designed that way to create confusion so that you go into apathy, give up, and just pay for advertising. That's what it's designed to do.
Or
Okay.
on the other side, you have, besides Google, then you have the magical SEO magicians that want to say everything like this sounds magical, because
Yeah.
I do this
I'm
and
not gonna
the
tell
little
you.
smoke
Yeah,
and
I'm not gonna tell
mirrors,
you.
and they blow smoke up your
Yeah.
ass and
I'm not going to, yeah. Some SEO guys just say, look, I've developed my proprietary process over the years. I can't reveal my system to you,
you
but
just
you're
talk,
just going
that's
to,
like
yeah,
99% of all SEOs.
yeah, you're just gonna have to
Yeah.
trust me, and I'm going to charge you $2,000 a month, and it's going to take at least
And
6
then they
months to get a
outsource
result.
it to someone in the Philippines or
And
Thailand
yeah,
and
to Black, they outsource it to Black Ocean
yeah,
57 on Fiverr or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
So I'm not here to bullshit you. When you go to my website, you can watch some videos, you can read my process. I actually explain exactly what I do, and some people, they come, they try, they use my gig, they see that it works, and now they're off buying the software and they're doing it for themselves, and good luck to them. The world is a big place. I don't have a problem with scarcity. A lot of those guys also come back to me because they tried it, they realize it's time consuming, and then they realize they're better off concentrating on sales and outsourcing the work. So for Google Maps, is it better to link to the GMB share? I would say it's better to link to the CID as one campaign, as one URL. If you're ordering the SEO do follow backlinks for $30, if you're ordering the Google Maps booster, it's $97. But on that gig, I'm linking out to 3 links: the share link, the CID link, and the website, because typically if your website isn't on page 1, you won't rank in the maps. From my experience, maybe other people have
Correct.
different viewpoints, but that's my observation. And when I'm doing the Google Maps booster, I'm creating tier 1. And I'm using the anchor text that you give me, and I'm linking out to your GMB, like the CID link, the share link, and the website. And then I'm backlinking those tier 1 with 5 campaigns. So it's like 15,000 blog posts with your GMB embedded that are then, from tier 4 down to tier 3, down to tier 2, which are linking to the tier 1 that I created. That's why it's $97, because there's actually, 6 campaigns in total. Is there a link for us to set this up and give it a go? Yeah, William's going to send it to you, and you're going to get a free campaign. So then you would fill out the form. You'd have to pay 1 cent, because I can't work out how to do it for free. If you use PayPal, I have to charge something, but I'm pretty sure 1 cent works. And then you'll get a follow-up form where you get a thank you message from me, and then you send me the URL and the keyword, and then you're tagged to William. And after that, you can just log into the website and order whatever you want to order, and you can read all the different gigs and what they do and how I set them up. Is there I've got to put my kids to bed. Okay, good on you, Trevor. Good night, mate. Are you linking it all to the free gmb.biz site at all? Yeah. I mean, I've got guys sending me that to link to. I've got guys that spend 50 campaigns just on one client. They're getting me to link to the home page, to inner pages, to the GMB, to the Weebly, to the Biz site, to the Facebook page. I mean, think about that. Niche relevant backlinks to all of your branded properties. How powerful do you think that might be?
Remember, his backlinks he's creating also have traffic already. It's not just a backlink, and the traffic is also going to be a key factor as well.
Yeah, I mean, it shows up in Ahrefs as no traffic, but when you go to the blog itself, you can see that it's been clicked on. 1 cent ripoff. Yeah. Is it money robot traffic? I don't know what that means. If the question is money robot spoofing its own traffic? No. I mean, there is something that you can use.
Section, yeah, there's a section inside Money Robot where it will actually quote unquote send traffic, and you can say how much traffic you want sent. No, that's garbage traffic, and I would never use it. Just my opinion.
Right. So I think I've covered all of the questions. Unless there's any more
questions, just start dropping on me.
Maybe a question for William. Is it better to have a diversity of keywords? Yes, diversity of keywords.
I would do, when I do the campaigns though, I'm doing one keyword, and then the next time I'll do a different one. The next time I'll do a different one. Next time I do a different one. I cycle them through. I'm not going to do them all at one time.
Yeah, I mean, what I say to clients is, 5 to 10 campaigns a month is a good medium. So, if you're ordering, 10 campaigns, it's like $300 a month. But, for that $300 a month, you're getting around 3,000 to 4,000 niche relevant backlinks. And if you send me 10 different URLs or 10 inner pages, like your inner pages, this kind of thing, and then in each campaign that I do, I can embed your map, I can embed your videos. So think about that. If you've got a YouTube channel with 50 videos on it, and then you're sending me campaigns, I can be embedding those videos in all of those blogs. If you've got images that you've got hosted on Amazon, or you've got images hosted on Flickr or something like that, if you send me all of the links to all of those images, I can embed all of those images in the campaigns that I'm doing for you. Yeah.
And then on top of it, you're asking for the map, but you're asking for the map link because you're embedding it on the bottom of the blogs he's doing as well.
Yes and no. If I'm doing the local links,
Mm,
on the tier one, like on the local link, all of the blogs for the tier one are all themed for the place of interest. So if
yep.
it's like the Empire State Building, there's like 140 or 150 blogs, 200 blogs, and every one of those blogs are themed for Empire State Building. But on the
Yep.
bottom of that blog post will be the line, please support one of our local supporters. And then that's where it has to have your brand, because it wouldn't make sense to have a keyword. It could be brand plus keyword, but it must be something to do with the brand. And then that can link out to your website, or I can rotate links, so that one blog links out to the home page, the next blog links out to the inner page, the next blog links out to the GMB link or something like that, or variation home unstable. Okay. So yeah, but if I'm doing the SEO do follow backlinks campaign, I'm actually embedding the map, and I'm embedding your NAP, and then I'm randomizing where that gets placed on the page. So out of all of the blog posts that I create, the map is never in the same position, or the NAP is never in the same position. So every blog post is actually completely unique. So if you're a standard Money Robot user, you've got access to about 50 blog platforms. I have access to 267. And if you're a standard Money Robot user, then there's only one title, and you can only put your map at the top, or you can only put your video at the top or at the bottom. And for every blog post that's created, it's in exactly the same position for all blog posts. But with my content, everything's random, because I'm using nested syntax, and I spend $600 on software to create this content, so it actually looks like a real blog. Yeah. Insane value. I believe it is. The time saint will save marriages. Probably would. Yeah. It saved my marriage because my wife said, if I need to get the money coming in. So I had to think smart. I live in a foreign country and I don't speak the language. And she said, you need to start making money. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, okay. So out of necessity, I created this business. I actually started on Conquer back in the day, and then that just went to shit. And then I started my video marketing group as well, and it just kind of built my business, just built up from there. And I do pretty well now. I service a lot of SEO agencies because I deliver what I promise, and I always give more value. For a new site, isn't it too much too fast? I think that's a myth.
Velocity is one of the things that actually helps. The faster, the better.
Yeah, yeah,
Or
and
link,
the
or what they
links
call
do
link
take
velocity.
and the links do take time to get picked up. So even though you do get the campaign and I'm sending you all of these links, it takes time for the search engines and whatever to pick all these links up. So there's kind of like a natural drip progression anyway, right? For a local client, would you start with the maps gig and then switch to 5 to 10 do follow campaigns for maintenance? Yeah, I mean, this big client that I have, he orders the Google Maps Booster Upgrade Plus, which includes CTR. That's $347. He does that one time a year. Then he's doing just the Google Maps Booster one time a month. And then on top of that, he's also doing about 10 to 15 campaigns, SEO do follow backlink campaigns to the inner pages of the websites. Is this the end of VAS building backlinks? Is this the end of VAS building backlinks? I'm not sure what
In other words, do they need to build backlinks anymore?
Well, I mean, what I do is not the only thing that you need to do. It's not the be all and end all. It's definitely needed. Like, I can't think of a reason why you wouldn't want to have niche relevant backlinks. But that doesn't mean that you couldn't do a guest post or create a Google site and create a link to your website, or create a Weebly or a Strikingly or something like that. Which reminds me of another service that I create, which is Domain Authority Booster. One of the things that I've noticed is people don't have a lot of domain authority. They don't have a very good domain rating. And so what I do is I actually create a Google account. I profile the accounts on these different sites, and they're all high domain authority sites. And I've been testing the sites, and I've basically got a nice batch of about 100. And these are, they stick, you know, like you can go and create accounts on sites, and then after 5 or 10 days, you've lost them. So we've been testing this over a period of many, many months. And so what I do is I go and I create these sites, and I take, you know, you supply me with 10 to 20 keywords, and I theme the subdomains of those sites or the profiles on these sites. And then I take that list of sites. So I'm normally creating about 115 for you, but I promise 100. And then I'm backlinking each one of those URLs, and you will see your domain rating go from, you know, basically 2 or 1.5 or 3, and it will go to between 30 and 40 in about 30 to 40 days. So this isn't just vanity manipulation. It isn't vanity DR manipulation. It's actually powerful do follow backlinks. And so it's going to help with your site ranking. So the higher your domain authority, the more links you can also start sending to your site, because it has the authority to accept all these links. So you can actually be more aggressive. So if you've never done any backlinking, then I would suggest that you order, and you're a local business, I would suggest you would order like the Google Maps booster, because then the keywords should be branded, like whatever is in your Google map. Like if your Google map is, you know, Bob's Roofing Repairs, well, that's your brand. Well, then that's what the anchor text should be. So we should do a campaign with that anchor text. You know, your naked URL as anchor text, maybe roofing company or something like that, or roofing company Austin if you're in Austin. And we want to get some branded and naked URL anchor text to start with. And then you do some SEO, do follow backlink campaigns, so that you've got a lot more generic anchor text coming in, so that you didn't have just branded and didn't have just naked URL. And what you can do is you can kind of use my gigs to kind of build up your anchor text portfolio and rank for more and more and more keywords. You see, and you just keep ordering more campaigns targeting different keywords, but you've got to make sure that the page that you're linking to is optimized for that keyword as well. So can I order this now and use it later, say in a couple of weeks? Well, William's going to send you a free campaign, and you can send in the details to that whenever you want. You know, if you do order in bulk, they're actually campaign credits. So you can, if you can use that on any site, on any link. You can use them over any period of time. So you order a bulk pack of 50 for $1,000, and then when you're ready, you just start sending in orders, 1 of 50, 2 of 50, 3 of 50. If you're an agency, you could use one for 50 different clients. It doesn't matter. I only need the URL and the keyword. And the GMB if you're embedding a map, if it's local. And if you've got 20 videos you want me to embed for that client off his YouTube channel, you send me all the URLs. Don't send me images to upload, because I'm not uploading anything. I can only embed the already live images. So you must send me the URLs for the images, and then I can embed all of the images. So if you've got 50 images on your website, well, then I can embed all of those 50 images in the campaign. This sounds very cool. It is, Paul. What is the cost of the domain authority program? That's $300. As you could imagine, it's all manual, so it's quite time consuming. And then I'm also backlinking all the links on top of that. So yeah. The SEO do follow backlinks is $30, or it's $25 if you order a bulk campaign of 25. So it's 25 for $625, or it's 50 for 1,000. Or if you're a big agency and you want a better deal, well, then I do 1,000 at $15. So it's like 15 grand. You don't have to send me the 15 grand all up in one front. You could spread the payments of, like, you know, over 3 weeks, 5 grand, 5 grand, 5 grand. The Google Maps booster, that's $97 for the basic. The upgrade is $187. The upgrade plus is the only one where I do CTR. Now, William knows all about CTR. The way I do it is I'm using packet streams. So I'm using residential proxies. And so the software basically grabs a residential proxy, goes to Google Maps, types in the keyword, looks for your map, clicks on it, and then clicks through to the website and stays on your website for, you know, randomly 60 seconds to 2 minutes. So yeah, so I do, and I am only doing like 10 to 20 searches a day because, you know, it's not very realistic to, you know, send a whole heap of traffic. If you're a, you know, a dentist in Austin, you know, you're just not going to get 1,000 searches a day for a dentist in Austin, you know. What is the cost? Okay, I've already answered that. Is there any more questions? Can I order? I've answered that. Another question. Who did your life art image on your website? That's a guy. That's a guy called Den. He's actually from the Ukraine. He's a crazy guy, totally crazy, totally drives you nuts to work with. He's very, very stubborn, but the guy's a genius. He's a total genius. Had a really, really big drug history. So I think that affected him a little bit. But I told him what I wanted to do, and he came back with this design, and I chose the green. I came up with the name because I'd heard that a good domain should be a verb, noun, and under 12 characters. So link is actually a verb, like to link to something, and link is also short for backlink. And then daddy actually means, a definition of daddy means the oldest or biggest version of something. So link daddy, so, you know, the oldest linker or something, I guess you could say, or the biggest backlink, whatever. And then the green is the GoDaddy green. And so in marketing, when you're not known, the idea is you take something that is known and you position yourself with something that is already known. So I wanted people to read Link Daddy and think it was GoDaddy. Yeah. Link Daddy will make Google my bitch. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this since 2015, and I can honestly tell you, because I get this question a lot, won't I get a penalty? Well, no. Because Google's not going to penalize you. Awesome marketing, Tony. Thanks, Jeff. Google is not going to penalize you for having blogs linking to your website. Furthermore, in the early days, a lot of guys were using negative SEO, and they were like sending like spammy GSA links to a competitive website. And those websites were getting tanked, and Google was getting sued a lot. So Google actually doesn't worry about checking links anymore. So brand new way, spam, but it's all bullshit. Yeah. So yeah, since 2015, I have never had one person come to me and say, "Hey, I bought your links and you tanked my website," or I got a penalty. Sometimes websites dip. That's totally true because there's a Google dance, and because links are coming in, Google's trying to evaluate, like, oh shit, this site's becoming more and more popular. People linking to this site. Where are we going to put this website in our index? So sometimes sites do dip down, but they usually come back higher. Okay. So maybe I can share my screen. I will just see how this goes. Share. Okay, so if you can see, you should be able to see my screen. So, if you have a look at this, I'll scroll slowly. You can see I have a lot of niches. I mean, towing, tree service, vape shop, water treatment, window replacement, assisted living, attorney, lawyer, auto accessories, consulting, computers, eye care, fencing, furniture store, hair restoration. I mean, I've got so many niches. Okay. Now I'm going to see if I can share my screen here. And you can see, so that you can see I'm not bullshitting you, 267 blog platforms, and 100 of them are HTTPS. Okay, so there you go. And this is the software that I use. It's not really software because I don't download it, but this is Menterprise Extreme. Managed subscription. You can see $590 a month.
Not seeing anything, Tony. Just still seeing the categories.
Okay. Maybe there's just a lag coming through. I'll stop flipping my screen. Maybe you can tell me if you can see that.
Yeah, the only thing I see right now, and still is the categories.
I am on my, because I'm actually in St. Petersburg, I'm on my phone mobile, so it might be because the internet isn't that strong. But William can vouch for me, I'm sure, because he saw the video that I made and I actually showed him that I have 267 blog platforms.
Yep.
So yeah.
Not only that, on top of it, they're all niche relevant. It's not even, people can have blogs and people promise you blogs. And then on top of it, now also you're having Google News sites, and news sites come in upcoming. And what's the other one besides press release sites?
Well, actually, probably in about a week to 2 weeks, I'm going to have probably about 100 news sites and about 46 press release sites, and these will all be like high authority sites that get traffic, and they're all do follow. And then probably in about 2 months' time, I'll be adding another 70 HTTPS blog platforms. And my prices are not going up. So what I try to do is I try to be real. Like, that's why I put my process on my website. I actually explain what it is that I do. And then I'm trying to build up my blog network and build up my power, so that it helps my customers, because, I'm only as valuable as my ability to service you. If I don't provide a good service, then basically I'm useless and you're not going to come back and keep buying from me. But, I have a lot of repeat customers, and you can see the reviews on the website, and it's because I'm always trying to improve what I'm doing. So, Looks like Yellow Pages list. Yeah. Wow, amazing business model. Yeah. Okay. I forgot something. I forgot. This is going to be interesting for the guys that stuck around. I'm working on something also quite incredible. 4 years, I've been looking at keyword research. And for a long, long time, I could see that branded traffic gets a lot of, branded search terms rather, gets a lot of search traffic. So what do I mean by that? Well, like a keyword is roofing company Austin. But if my business is Bob's Roof Repairs, well, that's a branded keyword. So if someone goes to Google and types in Bob's Roof Repairs, they're already looking for my business. Maybe they heard from a friend or something like that, and now they're going in, and those searches get 10, 20, 100, 200, 1,000. Obviously restaurants get a lot more, Walmart gets a lot more, but there's all this branded traffic. And I thought, my God, how could I leverage this traffic? And I thought, well, I can't really create a website like bobsroofrepair.net and then, rank it and then sell that traffic to somebody else, because the real Bob's Roof Repair, he's going to get pretty upset. And that wouldn't be ethical. That wouldn't be moral. And so it leverage branded traffic is by building a business directory. So I'm going to put a link in here so that you can have a look. nearme.vip. So I bought this domain name, cost me a bit of money. And of course, I'm going after Near Me, which is all mobile search traffic. So I've spent quite a bit of money on this. So far, what I've done is I've basically used software to scrape 54 cities in the US, and I've scraped all the roofing companies, plumbers, dentists, restaurants, hotels, Walmart, and a couple of others. And then what I've done is I've filtered them out based on their reviews. So I've only imported businesses that had a 4- and 5-star reputation. So the whole theme with the nearme.vip is 5-star businesses for 5-star people. The domain authority on this website right now is 43. It's getting stronger and stronger. The traffic is building up. And actually, there's more mobile traffic than there is desktop traffic. So I'm giving people a free listing. You only get your business name and a phone number. It's very basic, but I will be selling optimized listings for $400 if I'm doing it for you. So it's a very nice image, nice description, other images, videos. And the other thing is that I can pull in all of your 5-star reviews from Google and Yelp. So there's no bullshit reviews. It's just your best reviews, and I can pull them in. And so now you can show people your Near Me VIP page with all of your beautiful reviews with a nice description, all your images, your videos. It's a do follow link with your phone number. So I'm actually building out this massive directory, and I'm backlinking every single page because I have like 11 million blogs for thousands of niches. So every time I import a business, I'm actually also backlinking. And so that's building up the power of the website. I'm just about to do a massive press release, which will then really increase the authority. So that's something that you might want to look at. I'm going to be selling in the future keyword optimized pages. So what does that mean? Well, if you've got a listing on like a site like Yelp, you can only have your business like Bob's Roof Repairs, right? And that's it. You can't get another listing. But on my site, you could have your listing, which is Bob's Roof Repairs, But now I'm going to have these other pages that I've actually created and optimized, like roofing company near me, roof replacement near me, roof repair near me, this type of thing. And those pages will be perfectly optimized for those keywords with content. And then you can buy those pages and then add your phone number and a link to your URL. And so those pages are going to get ranked, and then you buy those pages that you otherwise might not be able to rank for with your own website. So you end up with extra traffic. And once you buy those pages, as long as you pay for them for every year, you own those pages. If you want to resell those pages to somebody else, well, you own the pages, then you can just change the phone number and change the link. It's up to you what you want to do. Yeah. I have to go and have another meeting. No worries. Okay, William. Thanks, guys. William's going to send you out a... oh, I can't hear you. I think you're muted.
Second. I'm going to send out a link to everybody, but Tony can stay here and keep going and everything. I'm going to make him the host. But, you know,
how do I
ask? I already did it. You're already good to go.
Oh, okay.
So I've learned these techniques from Paul. Paul had to teach me this shit. So,
right.
In the beginning, we struggled.
Right. and so when I want to end, I just click stop recording and then
you just
end.
hit leave. You just hit leave and it will stop and it goes up into the cloud. Now I don't have to have it on my computer or nothing like that. But I'm sure lots of them gonna have questions and stuff. And then once
well, can we do this? Because can I suggest something? Because it's 4 o'clock in the morning for me.
Yep.
And I'd like to I'd like to go to
sleep.
I'd like to sleep. And so what we can do is, obviously this is going to go into the cloud. I'm assuming that you're going to post it in the group, and then guys can come in there and ask questions, and then I can basically go into that thread and answer any questions that they might have. Yeah. Okay.
So we'll do that.
Okay.
We'll email y'all the link and I'll post it in there too. So, but it's been good seeing everybody. Good seeing you, Paul.
Cool. Thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to present to you what I do, and have a great day or evening or morning, wherever you are in the world, and flourish and prosper. See you later.